Hi, my name's Jamie, and I wanted to share with you a little bit about who I am, where I've come from, and how I have been able to build a Beachbody business while being a full-time professional. So I am a mom, first and foremost, and I have a 10-month-old son named Tybris. I'm married to an amazing man named Mike. We live on an 8-acre farm in Bend, Oregon. We have 5 acres of hay and 19 chickens. A lot of chickens. We have been busy over the last 3 years remodeling our home from start to finish by ourselves. I am a master electrician. Well, not master, but I am an electrician if you need one. But in addition to that, I hold a full-time job as a project manager for a healthcare IT company. And I'm building a business as a Beachbody coach. Yes, I have a lot going on, but it's all been worth it. I'm going to tell you a little about my story and why I feel that it's been worth it. So in early 2014, after about 5 years of agonizing back pain to the point where I couldn't put on my own pants, I had a breaking moment, and I bent down to give a hug to a young friend of ours, and she, while I was down, I could barely stand back up, and I was just like, holy cow, we're sitting here talking about having a family someday, and we're planning for our wedding and our future, and I feel like I have an 80-year-old's body. Something has to change. Dear God, please just send me something to change this. And I had my prayers answered in the form of a Facebook post. And it was a woman I had been following for some time, and she was putting out the offer of an upcoming Beachbody challenge group. And I figured I have nothing to lose. So I jumped in and I purchased the T25 challenge pack, and I went all in. I started doing the workouts 4 to 5 times a week. They were 25 minutes. I was like, I can't not do it, right? Started drinking my Shakeology every day. And lo and behold, in about a month, I realized I have had days without back pain, and it was amazing. So I just kept doing it and kept moving, and I started to realize that this was my answer. And so I started sharing on Facebook a little bit about my journey and what I had been experiencing, the workouts, being consistently doing them, and how they were helping my back pain, and how drinking the Shakeology was giving me more energy, making me feel healthy and happy and vibrant. And we had our wedding come up in August, and I was down 20 pounds and had to have my wedding dress taken in, and I felt more beautiful than I had ever felt in my life on my wedding day. And I look at the pictures and I'm proud of the pictures, and I'm so thankful for the program and the challenge group that kept me going. So after the wedding, we had been talking about starting our family, and I had huge anxiety about my back pain and having a baby, and how was I going to do this. And thankfully, with my back pain being gone, when we found out that we were expecting a child in the following spring, it was not a terrifying ordeal. I just knew I needed to have an active pregnancy so that I could maintain the strength and the stability that I had gained in my body from the few months of active working out and eating healthfully. And in addition, I also knew that exercise and healthy eating was going to help me grow a healthy, happy baby. So I just focused on that and continued to move throughout my pregnancy, and had a very happy, healthy baby boy in April of last year, and knew that I wanted to get back to feeling good again. Postpartum was a very hard time. I was very tired, and I was very out of sorts with my body. It had not been mine truly for the last 9-10 months, and so I was ready to regain my shape. And so I started doing my workouts at about 8 weeks, and started doing them consistently, and was able to shed the 45 pounds I had gained during pregnancy, even with a healthy active pregnancy. I was able to lose all that weight in about 6 months, and it felt so good to get back to feeling strong and healthy and confident in my skin again. And when I was going through all that and sharing my, my weight loss for the wedding, and sharing my healthy pregnancy, and sharing my postpartum journey, I was sharing it very consistently on Facebook, and people started noticing, people started seeing my positive changes and my self-growth, and I started kind of in the early days dabbling in being a coach. I had initially signed up in April with my coach, as she had offered and shared about the business opportunity, and I definitely saw the potential there, but I didn't really truly engage into the business opportunity until I met my son. And that was when my why became real, and I saw him in my arms, and I realized I want to be and do anything for this child. And I knew that that meant also being an active participant in his life. And I looked back on my childhood, and I thought about, how much my parents had given me and how much they had dedicated their lives to working their jobs and making everything available to us. And I knew that I know that they did it fully in love. But there were not so many, but there were times when I look back and I see that there were opportunities that they had to miss because of jobs, or there was stress brought into their life because of jobs. I remember rushing out the door to get to school because my mom had to be there at 7:30 on the dot, and if she was late, she got the nasty look. And my parents, one time, I had won a big award. I was showed horses in 7th and 8th grade, and I was at county fair, and I had shown many times before. My parents were always at every possible class that they could be at, but this one they missed, and this one I won grand champion. And I remember calling my mom from a payphone and her being just so sad that she had missed it, and my dad was sad that he didn't get it on videotape, and just hearing the pain in their hearts, but knowing that they were doing what they had to because their bosses said they had to be somewhere. And for me, when I met Ty and I got to hold him in my arms, I realized, I have the potential in my hands with this opportunity at Beachbody. I can have that freedom. I just have to want it, and I want it. And so my why became very real. And a why is something that it invokes huge emotion for you, something that you would do anything for. You would run into a burning building to save. And so that, the freedom of being a participant in Ty's life and his future school field trips and his future school, class days, and being a volunteer in his classroom, like that is real for me, and that's what I want, and that's what I see. So I decided when I met Ty that I really started engaging in my business. And as I mentioned, I had been sharing my journey and working out and what Beachbody had done for me physically. But I really, at that point, started sharing consistently, and my struggles and my wins, and the positive influence that Beachbody had had on me. And people started noticing, and I started hosting challenge groups regularly, and I started sharing the opportunity with others to come in and change their lives through physical fitness and nutrition, and to treat their one body as the one vessel that they get, and treat it with respect. And so, being a full-time mom and a full-time professional and a full-time wife and building a business, it may seem like a lot. And I'm not going to lie, it is a lot. But I started looking at my days, and I started realizing I had all this gap time. And I knew that if I wanted to make this happen, I had to prioritize my business ahead of my, I don't want to say bad habits, but my habits of that weren't building my future. And so I started cutting out extra TV time. I started cutting out extra just, cruising the internet time. I started cutting out just extra Facebook, perusing time. And I started actually focusing my energy towards the things that were important to me. And that was my family, my business, my career, and being, a whole healthy person. And so I, have decided that I want to build Beachbody as a career, and I am building it step by step, and it will happen a little slower than somebody that maybe is able to go all in right away, but I am consistently working my business every day. And so as I mentioned, I gave up some of those bad habits and replaced them with good habits. And so I wanted to share with you just a little bit about what my average day looks like. So typically I wake up at 5:30, about 45 minutes before baby wakes up, and I do my workout and I drink my Shakeology. So I know that I'm starting my day on solid footing. It gives me the energy and the clarity that I need to be successful, not only in my day with my family, but also my day job and my time with Beachbody. And then I go and drop my son off at daycare, and when I get home, I do my 8 hours of my project management job. And then at the evenings, I focus my, from about 5:30 until about 7:30 is family time. And we do, bedtime routine, dinner, getting baths in, all of that, reading books and spending time together as a family so that we have that connection and that's a stable little unit. Excuse me. And then my husband and I typically will have dinner together. We'll snuggle on the couch for a few minutes and finish up the daily show. And then by 7:45 to 8 o'clock, I am then committed to my hour and to an hour and a half of Beachbody every night. And I go and I do what we call power hour, focused energy, focused activities that will help me build my business. And when you sign as a coach, we'll share that with you so that you can find that hour in your day that you can commit to your future, knowing that that is exactly what you're doing. That hour you're doing that night is committed to helping you grow yourself in the future. So by doing those consistent activities, getting my workouts in, and then I forgot, I wrap my day up with my 20 to 30 minutes of reading at night. Helps me wind down, helps me just relax a little bit and fill my head with good stuff before I go into dreamland and let it all soak in. So by doing this consistently, I have been able to grow my business in the 10 months since Ty has been born, raising a newborn, working full time, being a wife, keeping a household, and building a business to about $500 a week earnings, which is so huge in our world. So I know that if you have a why strong enough that you believe in, that you want to build a business, this opportunity is amazing. The freedom of it, the flexibility of it, you can do it anywhere in the world, and the potential is endless. So I really hope that you are ready to jump in with both feet when you commit to us, and so excited to see what you do with this opportunity. And I look forward to meeting each and every one of you.